Welcome back to another info session with TripToGo. Today we are diving into a world where your only responsibility is to decide between a morning yoga session or a flying trapeze lesson. We're talking about the pioneers of premium all-inclusive experience, Club Med. But this isn't the all-inclusive you think you know. Joining me today is Natasha George, Business Development Manager for Club Med. So let's get started, because Club Med is more than just an all-inclusive resort. Thank you so much for joining us, Natasha. Why don't you introduce yourself to our customers?
Sure. My name is Natasha, and I presently work with Club Med. I've been with Club Med for about 3 years. I am the Business Development Manager and excited to share a little bit about what we have to offer.
Fantastic. So why don't we just get right into the questions? So first off, if someone has never been to Club Med, how would you describe the Club Med vibe in a couple short sentences?
Well, 3 words I will say: community. Definitely connection when you come to Club Med. And that is from a spectrum of a bigger family, whether you are at the resort or meeting new people. Adventure with us, you never know what you're going to get, but we have about 60 activities around the globe that you can participate in that are included with your stay. And that's worldwide. And then I will say premium. So when you come to us, it's a lifestyle. We love to pretty much offer something that's a little bit above what you normally receive when you go to different resorts, but definitely that's some of the elements of why I would say stay with Club Med. And I always like to say, if you go to the club, you have to understand the club, but once you're in the club for life, because at the end of the day, our retention in terms of clients that come back, we're at 92.3%. So definitely they're satisfied when they come, and they tell a friend, and they tell a friend, and they come back.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Club Med has a reputation of being fun, social, and stress-free. But what do you think it is that people typically fall in love immediately with when they go to Club Med?
So I will say, in a nutshell, it's just being able to go to a resort and get everything that you need and just feel free to be free. Whether you just want to enjoy the beach, or you want to, say, for example, learn how to play pickleball or learn how to ski for the first time. You get to choose your vacation the way that you love to do it and be amongst people who are very much like-minded.
Oh, that's great. So speaking on that, each Club Med feels very, Club Med, but they also feel so very different. How do you strike that balance between individuality and consistency?
I will say that we have a strategy. We've been around for 75 years, so we're the pillars, the pioneers of all-inclusive. And one of the things, well, a few things that stand out for us is we're always in prestige destinations around the world, as well as our care for the kids. We offer care for children that are from 4 months all the way up to 17 years, as well as we offer the best in terms of gastronomy, so food, whether you're a foodie, picky eater, dietary restrictions. We offer international dishes across the globe, as well as, like I said, the activities, which is phenomenal for us in terms of the 60 activities that we offer, whether land or water activities that are there for you to choose from that you can do with lessons that are provided.
So let's get into what really makes Club Med stand out amongst the crowd. So Club Med was the first and pioneering all-inclusive brand. How's the concept evolved over the years?
So the evolution, essentially when we first started, it was hands up, baby, hands up. Everybody remembers that, but we've evolved so much so that we've pretty much more geared towards adventurous seekers, solo travelers, couples, families, generational families, and at the same time we've moved from more of catering towards the experience, but keeping that element, but now more of a premium brand in terms of an upscale resort when you come to stay with us that you like.
And everyone knows about the Go team. Why do you and how do they play such a big role in the experience overall?
So the GO team, they are definitely the experience for a GO member. That's basically the workers that work at the resort. They are international. They stay at the resort in terms of living on premises, and they travel from location to location. So sometimes you'll go at one resort in, say, for example, the Dominican Republic in one of our locations in Punta Cana, and maybe might see them in Turkey, which is fantastic. But they're the spirit behind Club Med. The interactions are, you feel like it's a part of a bigger family just because they might sit down with you and have dinner. The chef de village, which is the resort manager, might come around and encourage you to, say, for example, join the beach party. It's more interactive, so you don't feel like a number, it's a bigger family. And that's one of the reasons why I'm passionate about Club Med, but also why we've been around for our clients as well.
So what is something that guests are always surprised is included when they stay at Club Med?
I would say what's included is the activities. So like I said, in terms of whether they're doing windsurfing, some of our locations have the lessons that are included. They care for the kids when you can just drop the kids off and they're able to participate in activities and be engaged and not being on electronics. And then mom and dad or grandparents can enjoy their vacation and then come together to kind of discuss it and explore the experience later together. That's one thing that surprises a lot of people for us is the care. And then again, being able to be just immersed in different locations where, yes, we're all inclusive, but we're in prime destinations that you can explore where you are and discover local heritage sites, also discover different types of foods. So that's one thing I would say sets us aside from everybody else.
Great. And speaking of the all-inclusive, what is the most underrated part of the experience as a whole?
Underrated? That's a good question. I will say that we are our own niche, and clients, when they stay with us, they don't realize that sometimes they think that we're just in the Caribbean, we're worldwide. As well as we do offer a third of our property are mountain destinations. So we do offer ski packages, snowboard packages that are all inclusive that people aren't aware in terms of just showing up and enjoying, and those lessons and guided tours being included. So that I would say would be one of the things that people are not aware, and it's a little underrated, but definitely a growing market, and we're developing because we do have quite a bit of ski destinations in Europe, as well as in Asia, in Switzerland, Italy, in Quebec, in Canada, so definitely growing in that area.
Everyone thinks that Club Med is for, one kind of traveler. You know the type. Sandals, khaki shorts, Hawaiian shirts, but that's not really true. So what do you think Club Med is perfect for today? Families, couples, travelers, and friend groups.
I think the everyday traveler. We're not restricted in that way where, what happened in the club back in 1950 stayed in the club. Now we are basically on a bigger spectrum worldwide for generational families, active travelers, solo travelers, adventure seekers. So definitely we've broadened the horizon as much as we broaden the locations of where we are in the world.
And you mentioned the kids club. What exactly is so special about that?
Kids club, well, I will say is parents have that care for their kids, usually from 4 to 17 years, from 9 to 5, and then again in the evenings from 7 to 10, where they're actively participating in a lot of the activities, circus school, archery, tennis, golf. So they're learning things as they go along the way and getting back to the fundamentals of the social skills and also their development, and also just being able to appreciate learning something new or taking it to the next level if they're advanced in any of those areas. And then again, the kids love the program, that they want to stay in the program, and then parents are able to free up and have a vacation in terms of their interests and be able to be engaged in things that they like to do as well. So it's a vacation for everybody, but parents love the fact that kids are happy, parents are happy.
Fair. And on the other hand, what do you have in Club Med for couples or adults who are there for things like romance or just in general travel?
Well, definitely we do a lot for adventure seekers in terms of excursions, wellness retreats, wellness activities. Definitely we're very known for that. What's really nice is we do have a lot of overwater bungalows in our exclusive collection range and space where, if you're just looking for something in terms of treating yourself or going above and beyond, like our Maldives location or our Seychelles location. We have it all, even in ski in our chalets. So definitely this is a great avenue in terms of our exclusive collection brand, our portfolio. It's a little bit more top tier. We do have our exclusive collection space that's designated for travelers who stay in that space where they get more of an elevated experience, but it's nice in that way where it's more geared towards a higher level of service, but at the same time meets the needs of the individual travelers as well as couples.
All right, fantastic. And finally, what about solo travelers? What stands out and how is this a great option for them?
Okay, well, I will give you a story. And again, this story, I might get emotional, but So I was working with a client, and this client's spouse had passed away, and they had one dream to go away together to Turks and Caicos. And she went to Turks and Caicos, brought him with her, and at the point wanted to have that special memory in Turks with her spouse. And she ended up releasing the ashes in the water, but at the same time, she went and she was like, Natasha, I never felt alone. You know why I never felt alone? Because the team, everybody was interactive. I had people that were sitting beside me. I had people that at the resort were wanting to have conversations with me. I ended up planning my next trip the following year with a family from California. And then she said to me that, it was so sweet. She said to me that, she's like, Natasha, this was so impactful that I'll always remember Club Med and always come back because of the way that people made me feel. And like I said, it's a bigger family. It's not where you go there and you feel like you're a number. No, people talk to you. People want to sit beside you. You go and you play the activities and you have friends for life in terms of, like you've learned things. Like for myself, I went skiing. I learned ski by myself. I had a group, and essentially we would go through the resort for lunch and talk to each other and go to different activities. And that's what I mean by a bigger family. But for her to take that away and still go back to that Turks and Caicos location with a family that she just met, and then again build that bond and that relationship within such a short time speaks volumes. And that happens all the time. So you have to go to the club to understand the club. That's all I'm going to say. And once you're in the club, you're in the club for life.
Really touching.
Yeah.
So if you don't mind, we're going to move on to some more fun stuff,
Okay.
like food and activities.
Okay.
So food is a huge deal at Club Med, and how would you describe the dining experience, especially for people who think of all-inclusive resorts mean like buffet only?
Okay. So I will say, cut that. It's not buffet only, it is gourmet dining. So definitely what I mean by that, it's international dishes. The hardest part of my job, and I kid you not, is the food. Because the food is so good where you have so many variety of choices, whether you're a foodie, a picky eater. What's really nice is the gourmet dining, you have the chefs that literally prepare the meals in front of you and they plate it. Let's just say, in other words, like say for example, you're going for fruits. If I'm going to one of our locations, you might be having mangoes and papayas versus not, the traditional apples and oranges. So it's upscale really, which is really nice, and the choices are endless. Where again, whether you have those restrictions or you're just a foodie and just want to dip into a little bit of everything, there's choice. I will say with one of our locations, we have like 5 different stations where you have Asian section, you have a Mediterranean section, an Italian section, American barbecue section. So there's, like I said, in terms of choices, vegan section. Even for the babies, they've got food for them too. So it's fantastic, but it's endless, and I've gained 15 pounds because of it.
So on the other hand, the activities, what is your go-to activity for someone who says, I'm not really all that active?
I will say because we have a wide variety of activities, even just like aerial yoga or just meditation, mindfulness, breathing techniques. We have a lot of that in terms of our wellness activities, so that's fantastic. And again, if somebody just wants to lie at our adults only Zen pool and just relax, where they're just zen, that's a perfect activity that they can participate in if they don't want to be active. Our slogan is basically feel free to be free, and that's exactly what we want all of our clients to experience when they come there. No judgment, enjoy your vacation the way that you want to.
And you said that we have available to us at Club Med a whole variety of destinations. If you don't mind, we'll take a little bit of a look at those.
Sure.
So for first-time Club Med travelers, what destinations do you typically recommend and why?
I will say it really depends on the clientele. Always definitely figuring out what's interesting to them, because each of our locations offer something a little bit different. So say for example, you might go to the Maldives and you're doing windsurfing, or you might go to our European location and you're doing golfing, or again, our Caribbean and focusing on pickleball. So it really depends on the type of traveler you are. But what I will say is geared towards, say, for example, our exclusive collection space. If you want more of a top tier, more of a higher level experience, then I would recommend the exclusive collection range, which usually comes in our spaces within resorts, our full resorts, our chalets, our villas, and our overwater bungalows, versus if you want a family resort that caters towards, say, for example, more family activities and are closer to the airport in terms of accessibility. It really depends on the traveler, but we have it for all.
And are there any new experiences or locations or activities that you're excited for that are coming up soon?
So we have a few new resorts that are happening in terms of experiences with our South Africa resort. It's opening up in July of this year, and we're excited about that. It's going to be an oceanfront resort as well as a safari, so it's the first time that we're kind of doing two in one. Very much known for surfers' haven, and it's the first time we're going to have a surf school, so you get to learn how to surf, which is fantastic. And then the Safari Lodge, you'll be able to experience everything, that you can on land, just being immersed in the middle of, nowhere, which is fantastic. So that experience I'm looking forward to. But we have quite a bit of other resorts that'll be opening up very soon. One in Malaysia, in Borneo, that's happening very soon. One in Europe, ski destination in San Sicario in Italy. So again, lots are happening. We have about 60, but we are expanding very much so in the next few years. So be on the lookout. If you didn't hear about Club Med, you'll know about it very soon.
That's great. And just to kind of cap this off, I got a couple of rapid fire questions if you're interested in just going with your gut.
Okay, I'll try.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, I'll try.
Okay, fantastic. So, beach or mountain resort?
If you had asked me 2 years or 3 years ago, I would have said sun. But now send me anywhere.
So, morning yoga or sunset cocktails?
Sunset cocktails.
Same.
I can tell with your shirt.
Yeah, you got it. And what is one word that guests would say?
Rebook.
Okay.
Rebook. That's it.
And now just to wrap it off, is there anything you'd like to say to our TripToGo customers around the world?
Oh, TripToGo. Please go to Club Med. The next time, I'll see you there.
For all our TripToGo viewers watching, if you're looking to book that next level of hassle-free luxury, whether it's skiing lessons in the mountains or a private villa in the Maldives, now's the time. But before you go, make sure you're staying connected with us. If you want to be the first to know about our exclusive giveaways and our weekly top deals, you need to be following us on social media. Until next time, keep exploring, stay curious, and see you all soon. Thanks for watching.